Happens. Perfect. Kubernetes, sauna, and science. Very happy to be talking to you all here today, and thank you for Kashi for the lovely introduction. Now, very excited for this topic. Very excited about the session because I am essentially looking for the kind of crossroads points of open source, Finland, cloud native, and all these fun things together. So, as anything that's fun and good, we're going to look a bit about the history of these things. Finland and open source, what does the timeline kind of look like? Well, we can see that there's a lot of foundational work done in the 1960s. One of you might have heard about the VTKK or the Finnish State Computing Center and whatnot. And obviously, in 1991, a relatively big thing for the world of open source happened, aka Linus Torvalds created Linux, and that was in University of Helsinki. And that's where it kind of started from there. And obviously, a lot of work around the world has been put into it after that. So it's not Finland alone, but that's kind of where they kicked off. Now, after that, Finland has been the center of some open source or related activities afterwards. So there's been Demo Scene Assembly. If you're not familiar, it's a like a community-led graphics and computer event where digital art and computer graphics, gaming graphics, and whatnot are built. And then Nokia has embraced Linux and open source. Elements of AI course is from 2018 and so forth. And there's a lot of different projects from Finland. Now, these are all facts. These are all this has happened in Finland plus open source world. Another fact about Finland that I think a lot of people might be familiar with is that Finland has been named the happiest country in the world many, many times in a row. I know, claps for Finland. Yeah. And what my hypothesis here is essentially that, okay, happiest country in the world, all of that open source contribution, all of that, and birthplace of Linux, suspicious maybe, coincidence, probably not. Maybe there is something to this open source mentality that produces happy people, produces, content people and so forth. And obviously there's a lot of reasons in Finland as well from the talkoot, so like the community-led culture and whatnot as well. So that's why I said in this session to explore open source in Finland and try to kind of look at that. Kashi gave an introduction to me already, but I am Annie Talvasto. I am the CEO of Veovo. I live in New York right now, but I am from Finland, born and raised here, so I'm from Espoo originally, so very happy to be in my home country speaking once again as well. I'm a CNCF ambassador, Azure and AI platform MVP. And as mentioned, I've been organizing the CNCF and Kubernetes meetup for a couple of years with Lucas and so many more people. So it's been lovely. Back to the topic at hand. So Finland and open source. Now that we saw that there was all of that history between Finland and open source, a lot of contributions from Finland to the world of open source, I started thinking, how could actually open source technology contribute back to Finland? Is there something that could be done? And then, obviously, as a doer, I set out to do this myself as well and start creating fun little demos, applications using open source technology to help Finland, promote Finland, something along those lines. Bear with me. You're going to see and probably understand what I'm talking about next. And that's why I started thinking about, okay, what are the things that are important in Finland? What's kind of known about Finnish culture? And obviously, sauna. Like you cannot kind of escape that. Sauna equals Finland, very much a given, which is why I went to create a super quick sauna optimizer. So it uses Streamlit plus Python, very basic logic to create a micro app. Really, really simple. Now let's go see. And because I love live demos, I love the sense of danger. So I have live demos for all of these, essentially. So let's go here. Oh, that's the next one, there we go. Then we go there. Here we go. So we have Sauna Optimizer. Super simple, super easy, doesn't take much. We can select energize for our mood. We can give a humidity preference of high. Then we can say 5 people or 6 people in the sauna. Quite a regular one. 10 might be a bit much for a Finnish sauna usually, but in Finland, we know you can always fit a couple more people. It's all right. And then we can see, this is perfect balance. And then if we would go for relax or low or relax and detox, for example, and high, then we would get a lot of different ones. So, if we go for 63 degrees, it's going to say a bit of a tourist mode, but that's okay. That's okay. I love a very high humidity sauna as well, so no judging from me here. Then I did think, okay, sauna good, sauna optimizer, that's nice, that's a good start. Let's think a bit more about what are some of the things that we could be doing as well. I thought lakes in Finland are kind of synonymous as well. So that's why I decided to create Lake Finder 2000, a very, very simple app as well, using Streamlit, Polyumer, and GP. So if we go back to my demo stuff, because again, I live on the edge, so I've done more, again, the wrong one there. Then we go here, and then we go to the Lake Finder. Perfect. And then let's actually select there. There, let's see how this one looks like. So we have Post Sauna Lake Finder. Again, using Streamlit, very simple. We are in OP Vallila headquarters here. Find the nearest lake. There we go. Vanhan Kaupunginlahti, just a bit under 3 kilometers away. So after you're done using the sauna optimizer, you need to find the next lake, because obviously you need to dip into the lake after the sauna. This is gonna be a help. So now we have a couple applications already that can help us here. And if you're wondering how this one was built, again, it was a bit more complicated, but still very simple micro app. So using Streamlit and Folium and GOP. So these are all open source projects. For example, Streamlit is rapid UI development, and then Folium is a Python wrapper for Leaflet, which is on the other hand the interactive map. And GOP uses to calculate the geographic distances between the coordinates using these formulas and so forth. So a lot of fun there. But I started thinking, okay, sauna, lakes, good start. I think these things are kind of, what Finland is known for. But then I started thinking, what actually goes on in Finland? What really speaks to the true spirit of Finnish people or people in Finland? And I started thinking, what really makes us obsessed? And obviously, I arrived in the conclusion of buckets. Ämpärit. Yes, exactly. It is important part of our culture, clearly. It's obvious from all of the Reddit threads around people asking, why are Finnish people so obsessed with buckets? It's a very common question asked. There's content about it, they're great. Now, reading online, I found out that there's a theory that this is because of a bucket shortage in the 60s, but I'm a bit skeptical about that. But whatever the reason is, Finnish people are honestly obsessed with buckets. These are just some pictures from events where companies have given out free buckets. Yes, they cost about 1 or 2 euros per piece. They are not rare in Finland, if anyone's not from here, but people just go crazy for them. It's the best. So much fun. So I thought, okay, Finland open source buckets, let's do something with that. That's how I created Pippi's Bucket Run. So it is a browser-based endless runner game that has custom Pippi, so the CNCF mascot, if you're unaware. And let's see how that one looks like. Let's go back to the demo area, because again, living on the edge. So let's go here, and then let's do this one. There we go. Pippi is moving. Pippi is going for the buckets. The buckets start coming. And oh no, we gotta avoid the bugs. And then obviously we gotta jump. Oh, well, I did really badly this rhyme, for sure. Let's go here and let's refresh this. But let's see, let's try again so that you can maybe see me collect a couple of buckets. There we go. Bucket number 1, bucket number 2. Oh, there's 3 bugs again. Those are tricky. I gotta tell you, it's tricky, I give you that, but obviously because it's randomly generated, sometimes there's not 3 bugs in a row in the first time, and then it's a bit easier. But it is a bit of a fun thing as well that I created for this. Now, how does this then actually work? Like, what is behind the scenes here? Well, this one is a bit more complicated. than the simple apps that I showed there. So it's built on Phaser 3 with arcade physics engine. It has pixel perfect scaling so that everything kind of looks smooth and nice. So there's the visual assets PP, bucket, and bug, which you can all see there. It has a game loop and physics and everything, and it's all kind of working really nicely. It's auto-scrolled. It should be endless. I haven't really, as you can saw, my gaming skills at this moment. I do game normally, but at this moment for this, when we're not so high, I've made it to maybe 20 buckets, so I do better sometimes. Should be endless, collision model with obstacles and static physics groups and all that kind of jazz. It is served as a static frontend via ACA, so Azure Container App. So it is up in already usable, and that's why everyone can actually try it out themselves. It should work, but this is not fully up to the standards that one would actually do fully in production. SRE work, so don't hold me to those, don't try to break it. This is a bad thing to say, obviously, in front of people who will try to break it maybe, but nevertheless, it should be usable, and everyone can try it out. The mobile controls are obviously a bit more trickier than using a desktop, but you will figure it out. It's all good.
No healthy upstream, sorry.
Oh no! Okay, let me double check on that. If I get it working, then it was working just 30 minutes ago, but that's why I live in the edge with the demo. So essentially, if I get it working, we're gonna raffle out one Linux certification coupon for the one who gets the highest score. If I don't get it working after this demo quickly, then obviously that one coupon will go to one of the people who submitted in the booth call, so no one's gonna lose anyhow. But then, that's all good. Let's hope that I get it working after this. And obviously, if I were to put this actually fully up into use and people would actually start using it, then I would obviously tap into a lot of the CNCF projects that we have heard from people today. We have heard sessions on Argo, confidential containers, Prometheus, all of these jazz. And all of these would obviously benefit a lot from KDA's upscaling to downscaling and so forth. So a lot of things there to try out. All materials will be at my GitHub as well. So if the demo doesn't work today, you can try it out yourself. Of course, as you saw it was working on locally on my computer, so it's really easy to actually go from there, even in GitHub code spaces or whatnot as well. But that's it for that from me. But honestly, I gotta kind of start wrapping this up by saying that it is really, really wonderful to see so many people here today in KCD Helsinki. It's been a wonderful day. I hope it has been a wonderful day for all as well. We obviously have one more keynote after this and the after party. But from kind of starting this meetup with Lucas and everyone else back in the day, it's been really lovely to see it grow from these couple, social media messages back in the day to this kind of event that we have going on here. Now, this obviously means that I got to update my Finland and open source timeline with KCD Helsinki being here. Perfect. So let's all be happy that we were here today in the first KCD Helsinki, making history perhaps, we don't know, let's see what happens. Perfect, thank you everyone, and I hope everyone has a nice after party after this.